primal ground. Now there's a deep name if I ever heard one. It is it is the original ground the others are based on in Arteria. I'll take that as a yes. Oh, I'm not confirming anything. I was just thinking about how much you take after the other Professor Russell is all. I'll thank you not to associate me with him. He might trump me a little in the theoretical side of things, but when it comes to the practical side of orbital science, I could beat him in my sleep. And I was the one who designed the fundamental systems of the Capel and Arceal, you know? Really? Nice. But I think we're getting off topic here. This is the object in question, right? That's correct. It was pulled up 3 days ago from the area where the Libra Arc sank, and we believe it to be an artifact. 3 days prior, roughly at the center of Valeria Lake. These games always do have a lot of dialogue before I actually get into the main game, where the Libra Arc sank. Oh, maintenance chief Gustav. Damn, sun going down already, huh? If this spot turns out to be a bust, we're probably gonna have to call it quits for today. I can only hope. Professor Russell is certain that this is the area where we should be looking. Or is Professor Russell? Yep, and if she says it's here, it's here. Unfortunately, as you know, Valeria Lake's about as deep as the lake can get. Depending on how small the thing we're looking for is, actually finding it could still be a real task and a half. Is it likely to be small though? The orbital readings suggest that we're dealing with quite a large object, I believe. Oh, I wouldn't judge its size based off of those. Ah, Professor. Hey there, kiddo. Finished getting us a new estimated location? Just about. It'd be real swell if you knocked it up with the kiddo, though. I'm not sure if that's the most appropriate way to address a married woman, much less one who's already popped out a child. Sorry, but old habits die hard, you know? Hard to make the switch when I've been calling you that since you were about knee-high. Well, I'll let you off this time. Back to work. Can you ask your subordinates to stand down for the time being, Colonel? Is this the spot then? Were you able to calculate exactly where the object is? Give or take an art? Yes. Judging by the readings, what we're trying to pull up isn't all that big either. Probably about 50 reds, maybe even less. You serious? Though we'd be dealing with a real monster, not something the size of Antoine. Yeah, oh, the cat. Still, if it does turn out to be an artifact, this could get problematic. Unfortunately, the church isn't going to want to let us keep it, that's for sure. I really cannot stand them. No matter how hard you work to get your hands on something, the second it turns out to be an artifact, they swoop in like it's their goddess-given right to have it. It ticks me off. Easy there, we don't know for sure that this is even an artifact yet. Regardless, I'll pass on the message to my subordinates right away. I'll leave the rest here to you, Gustav. Got it. Let's see what we're dealing with. Yeah? Okay, that's the spot. Go on ahead. Yes, ma'am. Beginning the salvage operation. Ah, that sound just fills me with dread. Does the salvage crane sound like it's in poor condition to you? Oh, that's not really what I meant. I just can't bring myself to like artifacts, you see. We can't explain how they have the power. No. How they have the power. Okay, let's do. Oh, I see. Have the power they do. Okay. We can't explain how they have the power they do, but they have it, and it's not something we can ignore either. As a researcher, I can barely imagine anything more frustrating. Even when we can't help but be captivated by them, we're well aware that any attempt to solve their mysteries is pointless. I see when you put it that way, I can understand to a degree how you must feel. Half the years passed since all the chaos came to an end, and on the surface, we're back to normal. But even now, we still don't know what truly happened here or what it signified. Yeah. Not that I was here to see it all happen, of course. Crane's arm reached the bottom of the lake. I'm gonna attempt to grip the object. Swing and a miss. Moving 30 reg to the right. Ah, there we go. Yep, we've got it. Want me to pull it up? Please do. Moment of truth, huh? Here we go. Oh my. I see. Still looking at it. Correct. There were oral readings coming from the artifact when we found it, but not anymore. And I'm sure I don't need to spell out the significance of that, do I? No, it's plain as day why he decided to stay and wait for me now. If an artifact has lost its power, is exempt from the traditional agreements governing them, doesn't need to be given to the church. That it? You already understand me so well. We can cut right to the chase then. The oral readings disappeared just before we handed the artifact over to the cathedral. As it so happens, current being looked after here, but the formal procedures to transfer ownership have yet to be completed, making its legal owner unclear. So in your expert opinion, what should be done here? This is a tricky one. I'm assuming Lyrbro wants to assert ownership of it in this scenario, right? If anything, it's the professor here who wants to do that. I'm merely here accompanying her as a representative of the Royal Army. The only reason it's not lying at the bottom of Valeria Lake right now is because of ZCF salvage efforts. I'd say we have every right to keep it, personally. From what I've heard... Sorry. What I've heard is completely impossible to analyze an artifact that's no longer active. I don't see how it'd be of any use to your research as things stand now. Are you sure you want it that badly? Oh, absolutely. We're talking about an object found at the site of where a massive flying city used to be. I might not have seen it happen, but it sounds like everything we thought we knew about the world was more or less proven wrong. You know, by the truth that you people in the church have kept hidden for the past, oh, I don't know, 1,000 years? As for that Ouroboros group, they don't make much more sense than you guys. The more I hear about their advances in technology, the less I can work out how it's even possible. I don't know what the truth is or what's really happening here in this land, but I can't stand by and feign disinterest in knowing the answers anymore, and I'm far from alone. So long as there's the slightest chance that that artifact could shed light on all of what I want... Ah, crap, I accidentally hit that button. I want to know. I think you've made your point, Professor. It's not as though interrogating him will achieve anything. True enough. Well, you've heard what I've got to say. It's now up to you to tell us what you're going to do. Will you hand over that lump of metal, or won't you? Well, that brief hesitation was all it took to spawn a great evil. Who is she? No way. It crawled through the fields, ran through the hills, and spread disaster in the skies above. An excerpt from the Book of Ezra, verse 2, Disaster Unleashed. I apologize for the delay in coming, Father Graham. My name is Rees Argent, and I am a squire of the Gralls Richer. I look forward to working under you. I don't think we end up having more company. Wait a second. Is something the matter? So that's how they think they can get me, is it? But they can't just bribe me so easily. I'm better than that. Maybe I underestimated the Gralls Ritter. They think they can break my will to fight by sending a girl like you my way, do they? But I'm not going to go down so easily because I've got a secret weapon of my own. Behold, the most powerful force in the universe. Isn't that... That's Tita, isn't it? How cute. Isn't she? Isn't she? I bet you want to jump into this photo and squeeze her like a stuffed toy right now, don't you? I should have known a cutie patootie like you would be able to appreciate the same qualities in others. She must be a sucker for cute things and people. Anyway, that's why no matter how freaking adorable you may happen to be, you can't take me down because I've got a natural immunity. I beg your pardon, but I'm afraid I'm not really following. You keep saying that someone is cute, but are you referring to me? Who else would I be talking about? You've got such an aura of maturity about you, and yet your features still have that irresistible trace of innocence to them. And then they throw you into a sister's habit to compliment it all like a little cherry on top. That's the most flattering habit I've ever seen. Ugh, if I didn't have my protective field, I'd be in real danger here. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm just saying. Might I inquire as to the identities of the people with you, Father Graham? Sure, the lady is Professor Erica Russell of ZCF, while the gentleman is Lieutenant Colonel Sid of the Royal Army. Seriously though, Father Graham? Really? Ah, so you're the people who initially discovered the artifact then. Thank you for your cooperation in our work. We'll take over looking after it from here on out. That will be all. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. We hadn't finished deciding what to do with it yet. Perhaps not, but my intention was to save you the time and effort required to do so by making the correct judgment myself. Whether it has lost its power or not, that is no ordinary artifact. It is potentially related to one of the Septarians. I'm surprised that you even humored the option of letting an outsider take custody of it. I mean... Well, you sure know how to pick a fight. Go on then, what legal basis do you have for taking it from us? The agreements of the church quite clearly say that the artifacts that have lost their power are exempt from the usual rules. I have no legal basis, but you have no more of one for keeping it. If we are following the agreements to the letter, no one is allowed to assert ownership, inactive or active. Or no one is allowed to assert ownership of inactive artifacts. It belongs to neither you nor me. It is simply an abandoned object with no owner whatsoever. What, so all you got is, I don't need a reason, it's mine and that's final? To put it bluntly, yes. Damn. Well, if that's how you want to play it, what's your take on this, Kevin Graham? Well, by all means. Me? I thought I'd been kicked out of this conversation. Well, I can't say I don't want to take it back to Arteria with us, but after all the help Leroy's given us, I'd feel kind of bad snatching it from them without ever giving them a valid reason. Both arguments have a degree of merit, but neither is clearly more correct. I'm not quite sure how you'll solve this one. You do know that you're smack dab in the middle of this too, right? Whoa. My. What is it? Why do you both look so surprised? What do you mean, why? Did the two of you not hear that? Hear what? Wait a... Oh. Huh. Wow. Oh, no way. That thing wasn't giving off any oral readings at all anymore. Zero. Zip. Why is it suddenly active again? I believe that settles our dispute. It sure does. So the real artifact was inside, huh? I've never seen one quite like it. Looks like a box of some kind. Or a cube, maybe. Oh. I'd like to thank you two for your cooperation in the recovery of this artifact. In accordance with the pacts of the church, I, Kevin Graham, will be assuming custody of it from here on out. You and all who aided you have the Septian Church's deepest appreciation. I want to get to a save point. Thirsty and stuff like that, so I think I can end the first episode of this soon. I thought we were never gonna escape. Erica sure doesn't know when to quit. That's a kind way of putting it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing right at the end though. Just as I thought she'd maxed out her crazy talk to spew, she goes and shouts, well, if you're going to be taking that, then I'll be taking her. I thought Annalise was a one of a kind cuteness freak, but she might actually have some stiff competition. Annalise? Oh, sorry, she's a girl I met while I was here last time. She's a bracer, about your age, I think. Oh. Reese. Yes. You're not mad at me, are you? For not keeping in touch with you? Father Graham. Yes? 5 years is a long time, just as you have changed and progressed in rank significantly during those years, so have I. The Reese Argent standing before you is the squire of the Gralsrichter, not the girl you once knew. I'm here to serve and protect you, nothing more. Come on, Reese. You need not concern yourself with how I feel. If you don't treat me as a subordinate, then there is little reason for me to be here serving you. And with that talk out of the way, we need to board the last international liner out of Gramsel, don't we? We should start making our way to the landing port. Wait a sec. They must have had like a relationship or something. Was that your... It was a figment of your imagination. Huh. You seem to be tired, Father Graham. I see no other explanation as to why you're hearing sounds that clearly don't exist in reality. I think you ought to try and have some rest when we reach the airship. As I was saying, I think you ought to try and have some rest. Don't even try and tell me that one was my imagination. Man, for a second I thought you changed, but you haven't, not one bit. You're still the same perpetually hungry Reese I remember. This is just a simple physiological phenomenon. My lack of control is proof that I still have plenty of training ahead of me. I can only apologize for my own inability. Since when did not being able to turn off your stomach become something you have to apologize for? Besides, I wouldn't have you any other way. You're forever gonna be the girl who was always getting caught sneaking into the kitchen trying to stuff her face to me. I'll be going on ahead. Hey, wait a sec. You're in my way. Please move. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to push my luck. I just got carried away thinking of old times, that's all. You have no reason to apologize, nor do I see any point in you doing so, because there are few things in this world that carry less weight than one of your apologies. Ooh. Damn, finally biting back, huh? Well, while I've only got a 50-50 chance of you listening to me, can you knock it off with the Father Graham, or even Father, for that matter? For what reason? I don't know if you're doing it because you feel like you have to, because you want to act all distant, but there's no way I can get used to it, like, ever. It weirds me out. So, please, call me Kevin, same as you always did. What if I refuse? Then I'll beg you until you change your mind. I'll get down on my knees if I have to. You certainly would. Well, you know what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I know it's been a while since, but I'm way too set in my ways now. The one left me. Sorry, didn't quite catch that. It was nothing. Still, I can't very well refuse an order from my superior, so... Oh, no, you're not playing that game. It's not an order, it's a favor. Very important distinction. You're so selfish, Kevin. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. But just so we're clear, even if I've changed how I address you, the fact that I'm your subordinate hasn't changed in the slightest. Don't forget that. Yeah, I know. We can talk like we used to, but there's no way to turn back the clock to the way things used to be. Oh, and one more thing. We've still got some time until the last airship leaves, so how about we head over to the department store in the East Block? We can grab you something you can eat. I like the sound of that. I propose buying all the bread they have left. I didn't know you were that hungry. I thought you were joking when you said you were going to buy everything they had left. The girl behind the counter looked like she thought you were a freak of nature. This is just another example of Idios' divine providence. It's better that they're bought by someone who intends to consume them than to have poor things be thrown away. Yeah, you're a real bleeding heart, but that much? I hope you're not spending your entire salary on food. I'll have you know that you have nothing to worry about. There are few people in this world who know how to make better use of sales and special offers than I. Well, whatever makes you happy. It's not my business how you blow your mirror at the end of the day. Still, while I'll give you that my get up is right up the top of the suspicious charts, I'm pretty sure anyone would be confused if a woman in a sister's habit came wandering into their shop after dark to buy out leftovers. So stop your grumbling. And it's almost time for us to leave. We should make our way over to the landing port. I'm not sure how much longer my stomach can wait. Yes, ma'am.